Hey everyone, welcome to the Lake Michigan Angler Podcast. I'm Rob, this is Michael, and today we're here with Mason McDaniel of Mr. Chrome Lures.
Mason, what's up, man? Welcome.
Not a whole lot. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Took a little bit of a technical thing to get us going here, but we got you. I know you're checking in from way up north in the UP, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm in the middle of nowhere up here in Germ Path.
Your internet's definitely confirmed that. We're gonna juggle in, but I'm glad we have you here, man. Where do I even begin our conversation? This has been quite a year for you and the Mr. Chrome brand. To me, I think it's easily been one of the more meteoric rises that I've seen for a up and coming lure maker, regionally and stuff like that. So before we dive into the year and how we got connected with you here at Lake Michigan Angler, give us a little background. What got you started into making lures for salmon anglers?
I've always loved fishing ever since I was a little kid, and I started tying flies like for bluegill fishing and whatever, when I was probably 8, 10 years old, and then kind of just evolved into fishing the big lake, getting out on some friends' boats and this and that. And then I just started painting my own spoons and handing them out to buddies and stuff. And everyone caught a bunch of fish on them, and they told me to start making them and selling them. And here I am now.
How long ago was that? Or what was that time period like? Like when did you start that until when you actually was like, all right, let me actually start cranking these out?
I probably started making spoons about 5 years ago and started cranking them out last season.
Okay, last year. Because Rob, how did you stumble on the Mr. Chrome stuff?
I just happened to see Mr. Chrome on Facebook.
Last year or this year?
It's probably about a year ago.
Yeah, so about same time.
Maybe a little over a year, whatever, about a year ago or so, and liked the way it all looked and figured it would fit good in the store here.
Yeah. So that was our first year, early in the year, where I was like, hey, I want to take a look at these spoons from this guy. I'm thinking about picking some up and adding them to the shop. And I looked like, got some good stuff. There's definitely, my personal opinion is anytime we can add something that's a little bit different, then I think that I think that'll pique people's interest and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And so that was one of the first things I told her. I was like, he's got some designs that I haven't seen before that I think look really fish catching. I was like, let's give it a shot and stuff. And it really blew our expectations out of the water this year with your products, man. Not only that, I just want to take a personal note here. You've been great to work with as well. I mean, we did some custom stuff with you with our NBK flashers. So just
The reef runners,
the reef
flicker
runners,
shad,
yeah, you killed those, dude. So
Like them?
yeah, oh yeah. The kayak guys really enjoyed them. I mean, they were sold out pretty quick, and they caught fish. So no complaints there. So just on that note, you've been great to work with. And I think it's cool. You got two small business owners being able to collaborate and work together. It's always a great thing for each other, and I think our salmon community is all the better for it.
Absolutely.
It's been a great year.
Right.
So here we are. How would you say this year went for the Mr. Chrome brand? If you had to kind of recap.
Very well.
Very well.
Very well. Yeah, we expanded drastically from where we started for sure. I can't thank everybody enough for supporting us.
Now, at the time, walk me through kind of like the production process. Who's doing the laboring? Who's cutting and painting? And who's behind the scenes in the Santa shop doing all that work, putting all these things together?
So it's me and a couple buddies that just come over and help out, really. And my wife does a lot of the orders and all the online aspect of it. And
okay,
that's about it. We're just small. I started out in my garage. I'm still in the garage, and we're good. We're trying. We're gonna try to expand some more, but we'll see where she goes.
I imagine that there was a significant increase in demand for Mr. Chrome this year. How are you able to keep up with it? If it's just you and a handful of people in the garage, I can't imagine that's an easy thing to do, keeping up.
Just long hours, just pump as many out as we can take.
Yeah. And when you look at some of the different designs that you've come up with, like I said, that it's quite a few that are unique. I think in the salmon industry as a whole, we tend to see a lot of replicated designs across brands. Whether it's a spew off of whatever, like Wonder Bread, it's a tried and true. Every brand's gonna have like their version of it, or whatever. But there's quite a few of the patterns that you have that, again, they're unique. I've never seen a lot. I think of like Littner Rip. I think of like Purple Sea. I think of like Pineapple Paradise. And I'm just ripping these, and that's just a few of some that come to mind. When you're looking at putting something together, how do you come together and say, I'm going to put this together? And, because I guess in my mind, it's like, how do you know that this is going to work? So for your process, how do you know that something's going to work?
It's a ton of trial and error.
Okay.
So walk
me through that process. So you come up with a pattern, right? Let's say, right? What's the process before you decide to actually go to market with it?
So we will paint it. If it looks good to me, I'll run it. If it catches fish, it'll probably go to market.
Okay.
I'll get a bunch of comments on it from buddies or whatever, and
will you send some out to will you send some out to some buddies to test as well for their feedback and see what they're Gotcha. So you'll basically
and then
do product testing with it, see how it performs, and then go from there.
Right. There's some colors that you paint and you just know it's going to be fishy, and we'll push them right out right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. At the back end of the year. Yeah. I know at the back end of the year, you did another version of the Littner Rip. What's the name of it?
Littner Eat.
Littner Eat. Yeah. Yeah. That was like a late season kind of release, wasn't it?
Yep. Yeah. When the guys started pounding fish in Manistee, Ludington area, we came out with that and sent it down to Captain Chuck's down there, and people did real well on it.
Gotcha. And going into 2025, what is it going to look like in terms of anything new?
So we are going to be coming out with 10-inch fish blades, which we lightly got into last year. We will have 3 or 4 new 8-inch paddles, new colors coming out in them. And we are actually going to have one more new color spoon too. We just released 3 of them the other day. There's going to be one more, so it'll be a total of 4 new spoon colors for mag and standard. And we'll have some new mini spoons too. We just got a bunch of gold blanks in, so I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty cool. The 10-inch blades, and then I was trying to think of. Let's see, you got the new spoons. I did see one posted online. I forgot the name of the color. I think you named it after your boy, right?
Yep, Rowan's Ripper.
Rowan's Ripper. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Looking into this year, I wanted to ask you. This was, I think, maybe a perfect storm for you with the moonshine controversy, if you will. So I wanted to ask you, personally, what kind of an impact did the moonshine controversy have for you in the business?
I think all it did was help us majorly. It was kind of perfect timing for us to start this, for sure.
What was some of the things you were hearing, feedback you were getting from customers and such at that time?
I think people like an American-made product, and everything that went on with that, it just deterred people from buying their stuff and kind of gave us more business, and helped us grow a little bit, and it helped us. It's sad to see that happen to a company like that, but that it did.
On top of that, we had some phenomenal fishing this year, so I'm sure that helped out a lot too.
Oh, absolutely. You could throw basically anything out there and get on the lakes just chock full of fish, and that definitely contributed to us too.
Were you able to get out doing
yeah.
fishing yourself? Yeah, I'm like, hey, man, you're so busy making stuff for people to catch fish. Do you even get a chance to fish anymore?
I might as well sell my boat, but yeah, I get out a little bit.
Isn't that funny how that works, right? You make something because you have a love for a sport or an activity you do, then it becomes work, and then you no longer get to do the thing that you enjoyed and loved and was a passion for, the irony and all.
Right.
You
I'll
know?
get out there anytime I possibly can, but
I'm sure.
it's
You just
pretty
gotta, I think Mason, you gotta get to a point where you get enough people there to do all the putting it up together. And then you just you're the lead product tester, so it gives you excuse to just go and fish them, go try the lures out and stuff.
Where do you normally fish out of up there?
Manistee, primarily Manistee.
Okay.
That's way up there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's far, far. Are you
As far as you can get.
Yeah. Are you fishing you have Lake Michigan, but do you have Superior access to up there or no?
Yeah, I'm about a half hour in between Lake Michigan and Lake Superior, so I hop back and forth depending on weather conditions. It's kind of sweet. You can fish both lakes, whatever, in the same day if you want.
Yeah, what's it like up there? I mean, we rarely hear folks that we know that are that far north, and like you're in a unique position where you can hit each of the two lakes within 30 minutes or whatever it may be. Kind of like, what's the fishery like up there? What's the season?
Awesome. It's awesome. So in Manistee, it's usually the beginning of July, end of June, beginning of July, and the kings start showing up in Lake Michigan. But you'll get them all the way till like the beginning of September, and then they hit the rivers, obviously. But Lake Superior, you can catch cohos, steelhead, lake trout, kings, basically any time of the year you can get out there.
Wow, a lot of access.
Yeah, it is. It's cool.
Do you change your tactics much from one lake to the other?
Not necessarily, no. The Superior Kings, they're pretty tough to find sometimes, but when you're on them, you just run the normal copper, lead core riggers, divers, everything's pretty much the same fish, so
Mm-hmm.
you might find them in a little bit different water, but not anything drastic.
What's their size like up there? Because was Superior the one that it's kind of on the recovery point, right? Still recovering? Is that the same?
This year on Superior, there were some giant kings caught. I've heard of 36 pounders caught up in Canada near Wawa. Yeah, and that's like unheard of. So this year was spectacular for big kings on Superior.
Yeah, you definitely don't hear about 30-pound kings coming out Superior too often.
No,
I don't hear much about Superior in general, honestly.
Yeah, it's great fishing up there. It's a lot of lake trout. I mean, you can go out there and fill the boat with trout if you want. But the salmon fishing the past couple of years has been top notch.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Talking about the on the lure making side of it all, let's see. So for 2025, we got some new stuff coming out. One thing I always want to ask you with the current flashers, I noticed that I think maybe except for one, most of your flashers are chrome. Is there any plans to do any white blanks or any kind of
I have white, black, and green coming this year too. So we'll add into that.
And if someone were to decide to I'm gonna give this guy's lures a shot, give me like a handful of some that you would recommend guys start with as an introduction to Mr. Chrome, between flashers and spoons or whatever else. Like, what would be a handful of ones you definitely start with these guys and then go from there?
I'd definitely start with a Finn's Frog spoon, standard one. If you just want to catch fish, run a standard Finn's Frog spoon. One of our blue fins, or the Hailstorm is a real good one too. Flasher and spoon.
That flasher was really good this year.
Yep.
that flasher was really good.
Yeah, it never left my rigger at all.
Yeah, that's a really, really good one. When I was out there fishing with Captain Chris on Deep Blue Charters out of Manistee, he had Old Money. He was running Old Money with a I think meat. I want to say that thing was crushing it. And the thing is, I have the old money. I didn't run it this year, but after seeing it, I was like, all right, I gotta, because Hailstorm was doing really good for me. Geez, I'm going blank on some of the other ones I was running from Mr. Chrome as well, but I never made my way to. It's hard, right? 'Cause you get one or two to go, and you're like, you start your next trip like, well, I'm going to start with these guys, and then don't make my way around to getting the other ones in the rotation and stuff like that.
Right. That old money and the new money one, we got a lot of pictures from customers of them too. Probably more than anything, to tell you the truth.
Yeah.
I didn't run it a whole lot. I just stuck with that Hailstorm because that thing was pounding them.
It really was. That's. I know when we got it, we looked at it. We're like, oh, this is gonna.
It was a sure thing for our area down here. And one of those flashers, will work in almost any conditions too, whether it's sunny or cloudy, early in the morning. Is just a home run.
Yeah. The other thing too that I thought was, I still think it's slept on, but I had great success with it. This was early on. Was the mini flashers. And prior to seeing that you had some, I didn't even know they really existed. So this was my first experience with the little mini flashes. And for those that are watching, not familiar, like they make like little 5-inch boards, like little 5-inch flashers, like double blade, double fin blades, small, compact. You look at them like, oh, it's so cute, So you had like three different colors for those guys, and I grabbed one or two, and they smoked coho early in the season. I mean, they do. They actually were out fishing some of my stubbies at that point for whatever reason, So they performed really well. What made you even think about getting like these mini flashers? Where did these even come up?
I've been running these. They were old Pro Trolls, and they were like, they're kind of the same shape, but they don't have the fins on them. They're kind of like the big Ls. Have you ever seen those that are like the triangle ones?
Mm-hmm.
They kind of have that kind of action. They don't rotate nearly as wide as like a flasher does, but we ran them religiously on Lake Superior for cohos in the spring. So I figured I'd try making my own 5.5 inch, and we started running them a couple years ago, and they did real well too. So I figured, why not bring that to the arsenal, and we got a bunch of new colors going to come out of them too. I wouldn't say a bunch, but probably 4.
I was gonna say, I know something. I don't know if it was me and Rob talked about on those little mini ones, but it would definitely. I said, man, it'd be cool if they made what would be typical like king color versions of those in the 5.5 inch. We didn't even get a chance to do it, but now I kind of wish in retrospect that we still put those out on like a 300 copper or something like that. I really wonder how they'd fare outside of that coho season, in the actual full swing, and how they perform. Any thoughts on that, Rob?
Oh, I'm sure it would work. I mean, especially later in the season, the fish don't always want orange, right? So if you had like a dragon slayer, something along those lines, the green and the UV tape and all that, some sort of, I'm sure that would catch a lot of fish.
Yeah, and that small profile. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like it because you could probably run that on a lead core. It's not too. I don't think it would. On some other things, you obviously wouldn't want to put a big blade on a long lead core because it's just going to bow back up and drift back up. But maybe that small profile, that was something that I thought was worked really good, and definitely something I think folks should maybe try out themselves.
I'll have to give that a try too.
You said you're going to call new colors with that?
Yep, I just got some orange blanks in for those. I made one new color so far out of them orange blanks. I think Rob actually just ordered some that will be going out in a couple days.
Nice. And this whole winter period, is this the time where you're just hunkering down, just building up the inventory for the season?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's wild around here for sure. Lots of painting.
Yeah, I was going to ask, how do you even know how many to do, right? Because I guess you have to kind of, you don't want to have like excess inventory. So how do you handle the logistics side of inventory, what to do, how many of each, in planning for the next season?
Well, right now it's still kind of just a guess until I don't know. I'm painting as many as I possibly can, and when one color sells out, I start it over again. Because we're so new, you know, I don't really know.
Yeah, you don't have that data set yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's really interesting because you're essentially like learning as you go. I mean, truly.
Right.
You know, and I can't imagine that's being easy because you're juggling, like, you know, getting the production stuff done, then getting the orders filled. The pressure, do you feel the pressure?
It's not too bad.
Not yet.
When I run out of stuff, I feel some pressure, but I can usually get it in a couple of days.
Yeah, I'm sure when captains and tackle shops are, hey, we need this one in. How long? When can you get this done? You know, start feeling it.
I can usually get it from blank to finished product in about a week, you know, but that's where I'm at right now. But hopefully that we don't have that problem this year. I plan on getting a lot put away.
Let me ask you, Mason. Do you think that this year you may have caught the attention of other, let's say, bigger brands that are like, oh, you know, they got Mr. Crumb on their radar?
I think so, for sure.
And the reason I ask that is from the perspective of, you know, they come knocking and say, hey, we'd like to make you an offer you can't resist. You know, and come underneath the umbrella of, you know, the such company and, you know, all that. You know, what's your outlook on you know, on that angle?
I think I like doing this. I think I'm just going to roll with it, and I don't think I'd accept an offer like that.
Unless there's a lot of zeros behind it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it depends on how much.
Yeah. I know that's the funny part about it. Rob, any questions?
Oh, I'm just enjoying hearing the process of it all. I kind of want to hear more about fishing up in Superior and all that. When does the season? Well, like, we'll start with Madison. You said the Kings show up around June. Do you have anything to fish for before that?
Not on Lake Michigan, really. No, it's there's no spring fishing really. A little bit in Green Bay, you can catch some browns over there, but it's nothing super spectacular. But we fish it as soon as the ice goes. We had Superior.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wonder why that is. Why would there not be anything earlier than that in Lake Michigan up there? Just too cold?
I don't know.
I don't know. We get up there. But you have fish on Superior. So when you said when the ice is out on Superior, when the ice is out, what do you start fishing for then?
Coho, Steelhead, browns.
And then is there a migration of fish? Like we have here, you can kind of see a migration of fish from the south end. They work their way up. Do you have anything like that, or is it just they're all shallow just to start?
They're basically all shallow to start. Some kings will move around quite a bit on Lake Superior, but when you hit them, you can get into them real good. But a lot of times the kingfishing's hit or miss big time on Superior.
So when does, like, I know every year is different, but when is the ice normally out? And then
it's usually the end of March, early April.
Okay, so kind of like the same as here if we have an actual ice here. Like, our problem is we don't really get ice anymore.
Yeah.
But we definitely push it a little bit to get the boat out, breaking ice and everything else, but it's worth it.
Yeah. So when you start fishing shallow, what kind of spread do you have?
We run a lot of thin fins, a lot of crankbaits.
Mm-hmm.
Some spoons, mini spoons, just flat line back there, even with just a split shot or 1 or 2 color lead core.
You're talking about that water. You're talking about at that point, that water is what, 30s? In the 30s? Low 40s?
Yeah, 30, 33, 34 degrees. If you can find a little bit warmer, you're in them for sure.
Yeah, that makes sense. Anytime you get that bone cold water, cranks just do really, really well for these salmon and trout for sure.
Are you looking for anything in particular? Are you looking for like structure, rock piles, reefs, or river mouths, or anything like that?
River mouths and warmer water. I think it's a lot like you guys have down there. Any dirtier water is going to be a little bit warmer. You know, Lake Superior is crystal clear, super cold, and you don't really get a whole lot of super dirty water. River mouths, harbors, anything like that. That's what we concentrate on right away in the spring.
You catch your fish inside the dirty water or outside of it? Because down here, like we don't catch fish inside or dirty water in our area.
Yeah, we fish chocolate milk basically to catch a lot of coho and steelhead.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you guys have to come up here and try it.
Definitely not in the cold.
I got a heated cabin. We'll be all set.
Yeah. Are you ever going to make it down this way? I think you got to, at some point, maybe come try, see how it is down here, fish this area.
Yeah, I want to come down there and catch some of them big coho for sure.
Yeah. It'll be a good year to do it. Come down this way. We'll get you out there, and that'd be really, really cool as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we can do something else too while he's here.
Absolutely.
Obviously we'll do something in person versus over the internet together, some kind of video or some sort. And I don't know. Maybe do something like in store. People
come
can
fish a brawl tournament.
Oh yeah,
heck yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, fish the brawl tournament. That kept us busy last year. That was our first full year doing the brawl, and just it went very well. Very exciting. Guys are looking forward to it again next year. So that'll keep us busy.
Oh yeah.
Anything, Mason, that maybe you want to kind of give to folks, maybe give them a little excited about next year? I know you mentioned that some stuff is coming out. Anything else that they might be like, oh, okay.
We're going to be in quite a few more retail stores this year, and I think the lures will be a lot more accessible for people around Lake Michigan anyway. So that's another thing to look forward to a little bit, and all the new patterns they should be sweet. So that's about it, really.
Excited to get those out there?
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, man.
I think a lot of people are getting excited to see them too. You know, it's cool.
Oh, so you've only revealed the one for your son, correct?
I revealed 3 new colors.
Oh, you did reveal 3? Okay,
Yeah.
I guess I must have missed it on Facebook. I didn't see it, but
the one is the Let and Eat that was from last fall,
right?
And then we have a new one called Slime Shrimp. It's sweet looking. I think it's going to be really good for kings.
Slime shrimp.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Now I'm gonna have to go take a look and see what these look like now. Is it pink? Is there pink on it? I'm guessing shrimp.
Nope. It's green and yellow.
Green and yellow. Okay. See, I thought shrimp. I'm thinking pink or red or something like that.
Right. We have one. It's called the sunburnt shrimp.
That I do know.
And it's similar to that one.
Oh, it's gonna be a good year, man.
I don't know if you can see it or not.
That one right there.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a sure thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you see it in person, you'll definitely know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. Again, I just appreciate the fact that a lot of what you come up with are things that I haven't seen on spoons before, and I think that makes it really interesting. It separates, Mr. Chrome from other spoon makers, and I think you're onto something, man. And it's been really cool. Again, seeing kind of like this rise this year, obviously with working with you on stuff here at the shop and everything, it's been really great. I'm excited to see, what's to come for Mr. Chrome in 2025. We suspect we're gonna have another good year of fishing, which always helps because then it means people are gonna be, need lures to catch all these fish, and they're gonna break stuff off. They gotta get replaced, and so on and so forth. So it's gonna be a good year. Are you excited for it?
I'm really excited for it.
Yeah,
it should be pretty spectacular in our area for sure.
Well, that's if you're able to even get out and fish.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll hear a lot about it, but
you will. Yeah. We'll make sure to send you lots of pictures of stuff that we've caught and while you're in the shop putting it all together.
Yeah, rub it in a little bit. Eh?
Yeah, yep. Well, Mason, listen, I want to thank you for making time to join us for today's podcast. I know we had a little technical issues, and do appreciate you, going the extra effort there to make this happen for us, man. And again, like I said, we're excited to continue our working with you here at the shop, in all kinds of capacities, and looking forward to seeing what's going to happen in 2025. Rob, final thoughts?
Oh, looking forward to getting the new stuff in the store and selling it.
Yeah, basically comes in, comes right out.
Yeah.
So we'll keep you
That's
busy.
good.
We'll keep you busy.
Yep.
Oh, I know you will.
Any final thoughts, Mason?
No, I just appreciate you guys having me on here, and I appreciate everyone for all the support you guys have given us. Without you guys, we would not be where we're at right now.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, happy to help. The husband wife duo, over there. We wish you guys all the best. Enjoy a little bit of a downtime, I guess, if you will, for the winter season before it amps up again, man.
Oh yeah, I will for sure.
Awesome. All right, Mason. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. I'm gonna get back to painting.
All right.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
All right.